Hey guys, it's Rob, and it is 9:30 p.m. on Sunday. I uploaded that video of me talking about Joseph Martelli accusing me of raping people and, molesting my own daughter and shit like that. And in that video, I said, it's pretty fucked up that that's where his mind goes. And I just kind of slightly implied that maybe he's thought about stuff like that. And yeah, I did that on purpose. I thought maybe if I implied something like that, maybe he would think inward a little bit about how much it would suck to have somebody accuse you of something like that. But I did it in a way that was more legal because the way what he said was illegal, right? But the way I said it wasn't illegal. I said that it was my opinion. I wasn't formally accusing him, all that, right? So, the way he did it, not cool. Not fucking cool. Alright? Because that's just not cool. It's as simple as that, right? So, and he's always constantly trying to, say that I would say or do something pedophilic towards his daughter and all this other bullshit, too. So, this has been a long time coming, right? So, the last stream that he did, I actually watched, right? Because he's accusing me of lying still, right? He's like, oh, so you say you sat on her bed and read a book to her, but you're lying because you said that, you only have supervised visits, right? Yeah, okay, Joseph, so a live stream that happened before I publicly admitted that I have only supervised visits didn't mention a person who I was keeping a secret. Alright? So you want to know how it actually went? Alright. So I was sitting on my daughter's bed reading her a book, and my phone started buzzing. And it was a tweet from someone who I assumed was you. Alright? Now I admit, could have been somebody fucking with me pretending to be you. Alright? To be honest, there's all these Twitter accounts that tweet at me and shit like that. I screen cap the tweet, and then I report the tweet, and then a couple hours later, when I look at my Twitter feed, the tweet is gone because it's been reported and it gets deleted, right? I never fucking know if it actually is you or not, but you're the only person who seems to have a bug up their ass enough to do something like that. Maybe it's somebody fucking with me, trying to stir up shit between me and you. I don't know. But it seems to me a lot of times you do shit, and then when you get caught, you hide behind the fact, oh no, that's somebody impersonating me. Until I see otherwise, alright? I'm just gonna assume it's you. And that's my right to do. Alright? And I know that you do the same thing, but you do the same thing with me, right? But when there's somebody literally posting videos showing your multiple Twitter accounts, and their fucking Twitter interface is in a language that I can't even fucking read. It's my friend Hirama from fucking Japan, and I know that I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I'm not he's been my friend for only a year or two, for a year and 6 months or something like that. I don't know if it's Hirama or Hirama or whatever. I'm not fucking Japanese. All right. So this is what actually happened. All right. I was in New York. All right. I'm not gonna say when it was because I've traveled to New York without people even knowing about it, alright? I was sitting on my daughter's bed. I get a fucking tweet from someone who appears to be you. Was it you? I don't fucking know. Alright? So I'm on my daughter's bed reading Goodnight Moon to her. Alright? And in the corner of the room, alright, is this fucking fat, ugly bull dyke that is constantly with us all the time from CPS. Alright? Her name is Sarah. Alright? So, technically, the moment wasn't ruined by this tweet. In all reality, the moment was already ruined by this fucking bull dyke sitting in the corner, staring at us. You know? I can't even fucking, hug my daughter around these people and shit like that. Alright? I'm not allowed to have any physical fucking contact with her, because it could be misconstrued. But see, the thing is that this wasn't ordered by anybody. I chose this. Okay? So, the last time I went to New York, there was all these videos and shit like that. And people who watch him are like, this is really scattered. He's here, then he's there, and whatnot, right? Because my bus kept getting delayed, right? And the plan is this woman, Sarah, is supposed to be reachable at any time, right? She just said she needs 2 hours notice, right? So the plan was when I got to Boston, which is roughly 3 hours from New York, that's when the call was going to be made and said he's going to be here at such and such time, right? But my bus kept getting delayed, right? And then when I got to Boston, I said, okay, make the call. And my ex kept calling this bitch, kept calling this fucking bull dyke. And, nothing, all fucking night. So then I get to New York, and I have nowhere to fucking go, right? Because I can't go to my fucking ex's house, because that's where my daughter is. So I just kind of start wandering around New York, filming and shit like that, which was the backup plan. And because I was going to film something anyways, because I was, fighting with Pot Awful, at the time. So, pretty much, I only wanted to see my daughter for like 20 fucking minutes. I traveled 8 hours to spend like anywhere up to an hour with her, right? Now, if the bus had actually left when it was supposed to, instead of being delayed 3-4 fucking hours because the bus broke down, and there was no other buses that could take us up to New York, then I would have been there a lot earlier, and we probably, could have gotten a hold of this fucking bull dyke sooner. But, this bitch went out with her wife. That's right. My visits with my daughter are supervised by a fucking lesbian bull dyke, right? Who is always constantly undermining my ex. Alright? So, yeah. We allow my daughter to swear because she hears swears at school and on TV and shit like that, right? But Sarah is always saying, oh, you shouldn't say stuff like that because, it could hurt people's feelings and all this other crap. And we're always like, if somebody's feelings are that fucking sensitive, then the problem's on them, and shit like that. But nope. And then one time we caught Sarah trying to have a conversation with our daughter about fucking preferred pronouns and all this other fucking bullshit. This SJW fucking bullshit. Right? So cool, you know. And I volunteered for this shit. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because there's vindictive people in both of our families. Now imagine you had a daughter who got pregnant at 13. Huh? How would you feel about the young man who got their daughter pregnant even though their daughter did admit to lying about it? I don't think you would be, you know, so fucking happy to just throw your arms open for that young man now, wouldn't you? Huh? So, you know, my daughter doesn't get to see her grandparents on her mother's side because my ex doesn't want her to have to sit there and hear about how horrible her father is. And about how, because grandpa will say stuff like, oh, one day your father is going to come up missing, and if the police are looking for him, they should rifle through my shit because I'm going to murder him and then eat him. Yeah, fuckface. So, I have these CPS people with me, not because, CPS thinks that I'm gonna fucking rape my daughter. It's because I don't want somebody on, like, her grandmother or her grandfather or any of the other fucking relatives on her side of the family who fucking hate me accusing me of something just to get me out of her life, just to put me in fucking jail, to you know, get rid of me, because they've been trying to get rid of me since the get-go. In fact, they tried getting rid of my daughter. All right, they tried convincing my ex to get an abortion, like right off the fucking bat, right? And she wouldn't do it. She was 13, but she wouldn't do it. And they couldn't force her to do it either. So, yeah. So, isn't that great? Isn't that great, Joseph? That I have to voluntarily have this fucking piece of shit in my fucking life to see my daughter, this fucking bull-like bitch, Sarah. Oh, and this is another cool thing that happened once. So, I thought it would be nice to, you know, to come up here, you know, to come up to Maine and see my side of the family, right? That was a mistake, right? So, my daughter got to meet her grandmother, Kathleen, my mom, right? And what that ended up being is my mom was nice to my daughter. I'm not gonna say my daughter's name. Like, I refer to my daughter as my daughter because I don't want to give out my daughter's name. So my mom was nice to my daughter. She was extremely nice to my daughter, right? But she wasn't nice around my daughter because my ex was there, right? And my ex is according to my mother, the dirty, disgusting fucking cunt who ruined her baby little boy's life. So the whole time that Grandma Kathleen is around, it's fucking, you know, your mom, you know, your mom did this to your dad, you know, but she's nice. She's nice to, like, when my ex isn't around, she's nice to my daughter, all right? But when her mom is around, it's not good. So, you know, what ends up happening is, you know, Yeah. And that sucked because Sarah couldn't come, right? So we then had to get a temporary person from main DHS or whatever the fuck it's called, CPS or whatever, to come, right? So then that person had to we had sign releases to transfer my whole fucking backstory to the main CPS so that way they could, you know, whatever. We had to do this weeks ahead of fucking time. So then, so now there's two fucking CPSs and DHSs or whatever, UPSs and all these other fucking agencies that are aware of me. Yeah. At least that woman was somewhat nicer. She just sat in the corner like she was a wax dummy and just stared at us the whole time. Didn't interject, didn't try to, you know, push her own ideas or thoughts onto my daughter. She just sat there in silence. So, yeah. Yeah. You know, my mom would probably do something. If my mom could think of a way of fucking over my ex to destroying my daughter's mother, she would do it. All right? Like my mom actually has tried to come up with schemes to get custody of my daughter taken away from my ex and given to her. Yeah, that's right. My mom, who was a drug addict until she was 16 and then became a fucking Scientologist, wants custody of my daughter over me and over my ex. So that was interesting. But then we went and met Grandpa Robert, my dad, Robert Robinson Jr., who was an alcoholic until I was like 15 and would beat the fucking shit out of my mom. And then my mom would beat the shit out of my dad. And one time my dad literally threw himself through a sliding glass door and got cuts all over his body and like almost bled to death. Yeah. Yeah. And then one time my dad and my mom, they had like an Old West standoff in the front yard with guns pointed at each other. Awesome, right? My parents are so fucking morally superior to everybody else. See, the thing is that I don't talk about this fucking shit because it makes me look like a fucking asshole. So yeah, I lie by omission. I leave shit out because it makes me look slightly better. Only slightly. Only slightly, though. So, yeah. So I posted part 1 of that video talking about how Joseph was accusing me of raping everybody except for, you know, I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny, but nope. So I posted part 1 and he went on this 45-minute long diatribe live stream where he kind of withdrew some of the stuff he said and whatnot. So part 2 uploaded, right? But it wasn't public, right? So I'm, I mean, even though all this stuff pisses me off, I'm also aware of how the value of keck a little bit, the the farming of keck that is possible. Other people will find entertaining. So other people find it entertaining. Other people enjoy my misery, So, I went, okay, well, I'm not going to post. I won't post the second part while he's live streaming. So I didn't. I waited until after he finished live streaming to post part 2. So what will most likely happen is either sometime tonight or sometime tomorrow he'll see part 2 and then do another live stream based on that, which will probably be 40 to 50 minutes long. He'll threaten to email Brad Chase and Susan Collins and I don't know, probably Stephen King and and all these other people who are just gonna write him off as a fucking crazy person. And then that will be the end of it. But no, I wasn't trying to fuck Ashley. I wasn't trying to fucking groom her or anything. I was just trying to minimize the amount of fucking harassment by being nice. Alright? I was trying to fucking kill her with kindness. I was, I mean, and part of me is compassionate. Part of me fucking cares about other people, even people who treat me like shit. So, if you actually took the time to watch the videos and listen to what I'm saying instead of just playing them back during your own live stream and screaming over me when and shit like that, you might understand what I'm trying to fucking say. But you don't. Try watching the videos without making it into content. Alright? You're worse than me. I usually watch your videos before I make content to them. Alright? So I understand. I try to understand where you're coming from and shit like that. You don't. You just caveman react. You're just blind, guttural caveman reactions. So, think. Try to think of how I fucking feel. Alright? So, because here you are, fucking accusing me of raping my own daughter when I literally have a CPS person in my life, right? If that fucking CPS person heard your accusation, they could make it so that way I couldn't see her at all. Fuckface. They could decide, oh well, we're uncomfortable with supervising the visits now, which would put me in a position where I would either have to not see her at all or risk having visits with her that have no fucking credibility to what happened. There's no witness. There's no witness to say no, that happened. Ugh. Stop texting me. Auto me. Which is gonna sound weird on the video and fuck whatever. But so pretty much without this CPS person or DVDS or whatever the fuck, I hate fucking abbreviations because I always get them wrong or say the wrong one or whatever. Like DHS instead of CPS because DHS is Department of Homeland Security or whatever. But my brain is just soup. My brain is soup. So, yeah, dude. Thanks a lot. Wasn't trying to groom Ashley. I was just trying to cause there to be less fucking drama for me. I think you would find that there probably would be less drama directed towards you if you tried to understand why people were upset with you. Instead of just pulling this, oh, I don't fucking care, I'm Joseph Martelli, I'll do whatever the fuck I want. You kind of put yourself out there publicly, right? So people are going to be like, whatever, this guy, I know you just wanted to just do Bible verses and shit like that, right? Yeah, cool. You know what I wanted to do? I just wanted to fucking review my meals. That's it, really. My very first channel was about reviewing food, right? Reviewing whatever dinner I had. Oh, this is pizza from Pizza Hut. Oh, this is pizza from Domino's and shit like that, right? But then I started like ranting about things on on audio chat on another fucking program, and people were like, "Oh, this is good. You should make videos like this instead of those stupid food videos." So then I started targeting people to make videos about, like the way that TJ Kirk would and shit like that. And you know what? You're like, "Oh, these are your heroes and whatever." No. I actually I actually like Scotty Kirk the most of all of the drunken peasants, right? Because he's the most unfiltered. He doesn't say anything until he really has something important to say. Otherwise, he just sits back and doesn't give a shit. But when you cross Scotty's line, he goes off, and he goes off good. He has good points, and he goes hard. And then when he's done, he's done. All right? So, Scotty is the best out of all of them, in my opinion. You know? But whatever. So, yeah, so now I'm the one doing a minute long video. So pretty much I'm not gonna post this public, or I'm just gonna send it to a couple people, or I'm gonna wait, because at the time that I've live streamed this or recorded this, you haven't even reacted to the second part of the video that I posted earlier. And, you know, part of me thinks it'd be funny to just, you know, let you do 30, we'll let you riff for 45, 50 minutes on just part two, and then wait 2 hours after you do that, and then post this one public. So, I don't know, man. I whatever, you know, because part of me does enjoy fucking with you, because you caused so much fucking sorrow and anger in my heart, you know. And I know that part that I should just kind of be like, whatever, you know, you're you're obviously a bad fucking person who doesn't want to change, who doesn't want to take people's criticism and maybe think about it a little bit. It's just like, fuck you, I am who I am, and I'm not gonna change, you know, even no matter what, you know. So whatever. I mean, I'm fucking tired of talking about this, you know. So I will come down there if I have to. I will get legal representation if I have to. All right? I'm tired of this. Okay? So, and feel free to come back up here if you fucking want and try to talk to me in front of Brad Chase. But I have a feeling that any conversation you try to have with Brad Chase in person probably won't go as well as you think it would. Just a hunch. I mean, I have kind of spent more time around this guy and talked to this guy more than you have, because we're in the same location and you're just some guy who screams at him over the phone. That's another thing. Cops aren't gonna want to deal with somebody who yells and screams. Right? I imagine if you called Brad Chase and were more calm about it, he would probably talk to you. But don't fucking. He's doing his fucking job. I haven't done anything illegal. And if you were to talk to him in a nice, calm fucking way, instead of being a disrespectful little shit by screaming at him, maybe he'd be more willing to listen to you. Maybe he would call you back. But no, you scream at him like a moron. technically in Maine, he could arrest you for that. If you did it to him in person. Raising your voice at a cop is technically illegal in Maine. I'm not going to go through the laundry list of why. But it's too cold for my flashlight. The batteries don't want to connect. But I want to go play fucking video games. Alright? So, bye. Bye.